Thank you, Sean, and good morning to all who are on the line. I'm honored to be here with you today. My mom is a time breast cancer survivor, and she had breast cancer for the first time when I was 5. So I only wish that many of these resources 30 some years ago existed for our family. And like I said, I'm so honored to be a part of this amazing lineup of speakers and educators that are present today with us. So I, as Sean said, will be leading us through a mindfulness meditation practice. For those of you who are not familiar with mindfulness meditation, it's a simple yet very challenging at times technique and practice that helps bring our mind into the present moment. And we know through numerous research studies, some done by Dr. Cotton's team and Dr. Cotton and fMRI scans from across the nation, that consistent mindfulness practice can help decrease stress, depression, anxiety, and really change parts of our brains that are associated with stress. So this can be a wonderful tool to use, not only in our lives every day, but also as we struggle with disease and different challenges in our lives. So I will walk you through a very basic introduction to mindfulness. And to start that, I'll ask you to find a nice meditative position. If you don't know what that means, no worries at all. Just go ahead and uncross your legs and take the soles of your feet to the ground beneath you. And then if you're seated in a chair, see if you can find a nice tall, long spine, maybe rolling the shoulders down and back. And if it feels okay for you in this moment, go ahead and close the eyes. And if not, you can always just take a soft gaze downward, blurring the vision. And just start to settle into stillness. So get out any last fidgeting, any last scratches, any last movement. And perhaps you bring awareness to your feet. Maybe you raise all 10 toes and lower all 10 toes. And perhaps you raise your heels and lower your heels. And maybe you imagine pressing all 4 corners of the feet, front, back, inside, out, into the ground beneath you. And perhaps you imagine the ground, the floor, the carpet, the earth beneath you, pressing back, supporting you in this moment. And perhaps notice the mind's natural tendency to wander and see if it's already started to wander off. If so, gently bring it back to my voice, what we're doing together. And perhaps do so by focusing now on the top of the head. The eyes heavy in the eye sockets, the jaw, the tongue. Notice perhaps if you're clenching the jaw, and maybe with an exhale, you release, relax. Notice perhaps the weight of the head melting into the shoulders. Shoulders into hips, hips into knees, into ankles, the entire body, grounded here in this present moment. And again, notice the mind's natural tendency to wander. And if it's elsewhere, bring it back by noticing the sounds that you hear in the space around you. Noticing all of the sounds that you hear in the space around you. And then bring attention back to the body by noticing the breath. Noticing the inhale and the exhale. First, noticing how the breath is entering the body. So maybe you notice the breath entering the nostrils or the mouth. Notice what that feels like. And if it feels okay for you today, perhaps you direct the inhale to the nostrils. So inhale nose and exhale nose or mouth. And that's not accessible for you, no worries. Breathe in a natural way. And then notice where the breath goes in the body. So the chest, the rib cage, the low belly. Asking yourself, perhaps when I inhale, what parts of the body move? And what parts of the body move when I exhale? Where is the breath going? Being really curious about the inhale and the exhale. And then for the next 30 seconds or so of silence, that's all I promise you. See if you can pick just one thing to focus all of your attention on. So maybe it continues to be the breath. Maybe you pick just one of those sounds that's happening consistently in this present moment. Or maybe you repeat to yourself, inhale, I'm breathing in. Exhale, I'm breathing out. Whatever it is, give yourself just one thing to focus on. And notice the mind wandering to thoughts of the future, the past, whatever it might be. And every time you notice, gently and kindly bring the attention back to that one thing you're focusing on. Again and again and again. And then let go of that focal point and remaining still, eyes closed if they already are. Just take a moment to note what that experience was like for you. Knowing that with this practice, there's no right, no wrong, no good, no bad. Just noticing maybe the mind was especially busy. Maybe the body was fidgety. Maybe there were a lot of emotions popping up. Again, no right, no wrong, just noticing. Collecting information on your current state. And now I'll end with a brief poem for us. So focus all of your attention, all your awareness now on my breath, my voice. This being human is a guest house. Every morning, a new arrival. A joy, a depression, a meanness. Some momentary awareness comes as an unexpected visitor. Welcome and entertain them all. Even if they're a crowd of sorrows who violently make your house empty of its furniture, still, treat each guest honorably. He may be clearing you out for some new delight. The dark thought, the shame, the malice, meet them at the door laughing and invite them in. Be grateful for whoever comes because each has been sent as a guide from above. And when you're ready, start to deepen your inhale and elongate your exhale. Maybe noticing again your feet on the ground, sit bones on the seat beneath you. Your body here in this space, this present moment. And whenever you're ready, you can gently blink open the eyes, coming back to here and now. And that was a very basic introduction to mindfulness. If you want to practice on your own, I know Dr. Walker is going to introduce how to start a practice later today. But all you need to do is pick one thing to focus on, notice the mind is wandering and come back. That's what we did together with our breath, a sound, whatever it might be. I thank you again for having me today. I hope that was somewhat beneficial. If you have questions, I know that you can type them in the chat and they will be either emailed to me or brought up later today if there is time. So thank you, Sean, for having me. So glad to be here with you today.